has been one hell of a journey. That was one hell of a fight. All these people around you have been part of this. I know this is deep breaths and that it was a tough fight, but just sum up what that felt like to get back in the cage and to do what you love.
First of all, when I was out, people dream of me coming back in the cage and getting interviewed by Joe Rogan, but fuck Joe Rogan, Bryan Lacey.
So I'm just here to speak about the latest article Octagon MMA have done, previewing the show on November 4th in the AO Arena in Manchester, while I will be headlining for the flyweight title. Bryan Lacey gives his preview to the show, and Bryan plays a special part in my life because the biggest battle I've had to go through was overcoming cancer and making that walk again to compete. For me, when I had cancer, and even though I got the all clear and they said like that there was no cancer in your body and my bloods were all good, I wasn't cured of cancer until I was back competing. Like being told you might not make it, you won't fight again. It wasn't enough for me just to get out the other side of cancer and survive it. I wanted to get back to where I was before, get back to competing, thriving despite having cystic fibrosis. I'd spent like my whole life trying to look after my body and compete at the highest level of sport, so I didn't want to just survive the cancer. For me, that night I walked out and started competing again, step back foot into the cage. That was me being cured of cancer. That was more important than the fight or the result on the night. That was like me putting that chapter to bed. And Bryan was the guy that announced me back into the cage that night. And what he says now, I still watch it back because that's the most proudest moment I've had because of all the work it took for not just myself but everyone around me to get me back into a condition where I could compete again. And I just want to read the article previewing the show, and in Bryan's words, it says, Aaron Abbey is attempting to complete the ultimate Cinderella story. In the main event stands a man who we can all take inspiration from. Born with cystic fibrosis, the doctors gave him little chance of living past his teenage years. But in a testament to his unrivaled fighting spirit, he overcame the odds to forge a successful career in combat sports. However, his bad luck wasn't over as he received a devastating cancer diagnosis, yet somehow he managed to overcome all the hurdles placed in front of him to not only beat his condition, but rise like a phoenix from the ashes en route to bagging his shot at Octagon glory. In a tale that embodies indescribable levels of heart and determination, Lacey knows just how much it would mean becoming the 125-pound king. He concluded, I've known him for a long time. I was regularly working with him while he had cancer. There was a point where we were told that he wasn't going to make it. We had to get ready for a life without Aaron Abbey in it. And thank God he beat the odds. He did the same thing with cystic fibrosis. His family was told not to let him exercise, it would make it worse. But they're from a world of sport. They dedicated him to martial arts and he turned his life around. Then he battled cancer and was told he'd never fight again. However, just a year later, he returned to the cage. A couple of years on, he's fighting for the Octagon title, not too far from Wrexham, where he's from. Everything he's given for the sport and his family will accumulate on that one night, and he's got a tough opponent. Elias Garcia is legit. He's fought in the UFC and Combat Global. It's as tough of a fight as Abbey will ever have, but we've seen him overcome tremendous odds in his personal life. I've got a lot of love for that guy, and I'm excited to see him make the walk. Let's see if he can make his dreams come true. And like I said, Bryan's got a special place in my heart, and he's really summed up what this means to me. I've spoke previously in other interviews and said I don't really believe in fairy tale endings. But if I was to get one shot at this and everything was to fall into place perfectly, this is my chance. I feel like it is something I've always wanted and I've worked towards my whole life. You know, and there's ups and downs in life and there's ups and downs in the sport. And I feel like this is it. This is my chance. This is my chance to create that Rocky ending, that Rocky movie ending. And Bryan summed it up there, you know, word for word. He knows what it means to me and he knows what it means to my family and everyone around me. And I'm going to give it everything I've ever got because this is my shot and we're going for it all.
So difficult, but it wasn't about the fight. This really wasn't. We all know the story. We've seen what you've been through. You've been through some very dark times. You talked to me about your family, your friends, the nurses, the doctors that couldn't be here tonight. What do you want to say to them? Because they're part of this journey as well, and just the love and support you can feel. This is amazing.
I wanted the fight tonight to represent my life. I didn't want an easy fight. I wanted a 3-round war. I got a 3-round war. I wanted to win, but the journey I've been on, what I've lost, what's been taken away from me, what I make up for is heart, and I will never be broken, and you can never break something out of me. What I've lost in lung function, what I've lost in weight, what's been taken away from me, not being able to be a dad, I make up for with these people around me, my family, my friends, my teammates, and I'll never be broken. Even though I might be a little bit broken man, I believe that broken people can fix the world. And my aim is to give people hope. And there's 3 people here tonight. Amy, who's beaten cancer, David, who's been cancer and cystic fibrosis, and there's a young child called Cade with cystic fibrosis. And I aim to inspire people and inspire them. And I'm gutted that this event isn't a draw, but my life's always tough, and it ain't ever going to be perfect. But I'll never be broken, and I'll keep giving people hope. And that's my aim. And I just want to thank my teammates, my coaches, my family, my friends, my doctors. I couldn't do without them. And because of the way I've been brought up, I want that fight and this journey back to epitomise me. So maybe a draw is the way it should be.
Well, those words cannot be beaten, nor could you. It is an honour. I have been around the world and understand the most special moment I've ever felt. I'm proud to call you a friend. I'm proud of every single one of these people I've helped you through it. This night belongs to you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Richard!